welcome to Light Waves by todderbert. If you enjoy reviews of flashlights, rechargeable lanterns, and other portable light sources, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon to miss any of my most awesome videos. In front of us, we have The Siege by Streamlight. This is a compact alkaline hand lantern. I got this for $35 from Amazon, and this is how it arrives. It comes in a cheap plastic bag, and it has a little shelf talker here with a little hook on top to hang it at the store. So let's go ahead and talk about measurements of the Siege real quick, and then we'll take that stuff off and talk about the features. So this lantern measures 7 1/4 inches tall with a diameter largest at the base at 3 3/4 inches. So let's go ahead and take off this stuff here. So this just comes off the D-ring, and this D-ring actually recesses, and we'll talk about those. And then this hood comes off. We'll take off the shelf talker there and then tell you what they're saying on that. Let's put this back together. This just goes right back on there, like so. Retractable handle. I'm going to use that handle to stand it up, just like this. Alright, so what's it say on here? The Siege, 540 lumens, big star right there. I guess they used to have it at 360 and they upgraded it. They came out with better LEDs to put in there. So they got 540 lumens high, 12-day runtime low, red emergency SOS lantern. Okay, pretty basic. They're showing some modes of operation there. UPC code. This is the coyote color. On the back here, they kind of go over some of the features. High, they're showing at 30 hours at 500 lumens. High medium, 275 lumens at 70 hours. Low, 55 lumens at 295 hours. When you get to the red light mode, it's 10 lumens brightness at 235 hours. And the SOS red flasher, 10 lumen is 430 hours. This lantern will float with this in place. It's IPX7 waterproof, which means it can be submersed 3 feet of water for a total of 30 minutes. And then 2 meter impact resistance. So, yeah, there it is, it says right there. Impact resistance. Battery level indicator, which we'll talk about, uses 3D cell batteries. There you go. So that's their little shelf talker. Not bad. Gives you everything in a nutshell, except some of these stated times, they don't really say on the packaging what you're really getting. You're not really getting those advertised times and lumens, and I'll talk to you about that. So, bring this back into frame here. All right, so right away, this thing is very well made. We're going to do some size comparison. Let me just bring this handle back down. I like that handle. It's pretty sweet. It'll probably roll without that, but size comparison, then we'll talk about features. Let's see. I just did this one here, the Duronic 4-in-1 rechargeable lantern. It's almost the exact same size. Pretty neat. This has the capacity of 3D cells. This has a capacity of like a AAA battery. I mean, this lasts, what did it say, 30 hours in the highest setting, and this lasts like 2.5 hours at this highest setting. So, a little different lantern. This has a flashlight on the bottom. This does not. Okay, but it gives you an idea. This has a dynamo. This does not. So just give me a general use. Okay. Next we have, what else we got here? We got a D-cell battery, which I'm going to open the bottom up and you'll be able to tell. It's like having this for like objective size. There you go. And next is a little Streamlight AAA battery flashlight. Single, which is really awesome. I love this little guy. I forget what the lumen is on that one. I have to look it up, like 80 lumens or something. But pretty cool. And then, of course, always nice to bring in is Iron Man. I do this with my radios. You know, I'm a portable radio lover. And yeah, Iron Man works good for size comparison. Deck of cards. Gives you an idea how big this flashlight is and how it'll pack if you're carrying this to campsite or in your backpack. I don't know if you'll be using this one as much. I'm not sure because this is a relatively heavy item. So getting to that, this weighs 1 pound and 15 ounces with the 3 batteries inserted, and that equals 878 grams. So it's pretty hefty. I mean, I'm holding this going, yeah, this is good for around the house probably. To carry it around in a backpack, it definitely it would wear on you, I'm sure. Every pound counts, right? Or every ounce counts. So definitely. So let's talk about the case material. So as we go over the features, the real neat thing I noticed about this, they call this tough polycarbonate thermoplastic construction, because I noticed there's like this rubber And then there's hard plastic, and it's actually, I don't know if I can show it on camera, it's actually molded in there. It's really cool. And if you look here, I don't know if I can show it on the cap here, you can see that polycarbonate on the inside. So this rubber is just like a coating over it. Same with this here. You can see where it says a siege, and then you got that polycarbonate again. So yeah, very rugged, very strong setup there. They call it the, what was that, tough polycarbonate thermoplastic construction with elastomer over mold. So whatever that means, it just means it's good stuff. I'm new to that, so that's cool. They say these lenses are polycarbonate, unbreakable, but you know, anything can be breakable. But I have seen people take hammers to stuff, and the hammer just bounces off of it. So yeah, it's pretty strong stuff. So yeah, other features. Let's go over the lantern itself. As you saw, it has a D-ring on top. I really like this. It goes in both directions. You can retract into each side, which is great. Really neat for hanging it up on a rope or some smaller, you know, maybe tent that has a hookup spot for it. Love that. All right, and then you notice that top. This is how we unscrew that hood, as you saw I did earlier. Here we have a flip-up carry handle. This handle's really nice. There are nice features for tying a rope to it, for balancing. It's a very good setup, and it's metal with like a rubber type coating around that. And that retracts and kind of is spring-loaded, and it's held at the base. Here it says the Siege in rubber. We have the Streamlight on the polycarbonate here. Here we have the power switch, which is pretty cool. So it's, of course, you access your modes, which I'll show you in a moment. But behind here, it turns green when you're full charge, and it changes color. It'll go to yellow when you're approaching mid-level, red when you're approaching low level, and then flashing red when you're depleted cells. So I like that setup. They got some design elements in the rubber there. Again, that doesn't stop it from rolling, as you noticed. But I wish they would have put those flat sides on here. That would have made more sense to make it anti-roll. The base of the flashlight has another D-ring, so you can hang this upside down. There's a reason why you'd hang it upside down. Number one is if you're hanging it, there's less shadow here because the beams go out the side and down a little bit. Here's a little more base in the way if you're hanging it that way. So get a little general idea for that. And then we take this hood off, you get the dome light going straight down, which is very strong. So we'll show you that in a moment. Okay, so that's a pretty cool setup. We'll go ahead and open the bottom, since I do have the bottom here. This is how you get to the batteries. There you are. And so you're greeted with 3D cell batteries. As you notice, they have a key design here. You can see the post is like kind of like an eyelet. Same here, you just kind of line those up. They do show you how to put the batteries in. 2 of the D cells go in with the negatives facing you, and 1 with the positive facing you. And it's pretty simple how they have it labeled. You really can't mess that up. They even said in the dark, you can do it in the dark if you have some practice. So if you look also, there's an O-ring seal, and that's how you get that IPX7 waterproof and floating capability. So let's go ahead and put this base back on. I just got to line this back up. You should be able to do this in the dark. And it locks really tight as like a quarter turn there. Okay, this is all like anti-slip. You can see it's like a tread like on a car or a shoe. It's like a really tacky feeling. All right, so you'll see modes here. It says hold button for red and white. We'll show you that in a moment. Let's take off this hood. Talk about the LEDs inside, and then we'll show you how it lights up the place. So inside here, we're greeted with 4 white LEDs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the center one is red. These side LEDs, these white ones, are rated at 135 lumens apiece. That's how you get the 540 lumens. You know, I told you about the high, medium, low on that sticker there. They say all claims to 10% of initial lumen output. So if you break that down, that means, so your rated time on high is 30 hours, but that's not at full 540 lumens. It's not. So what you can expect is probably that first 5 to 10 hours, you might have close to max lumens. You might start losing it towards the end of that first, I'm guessing, 8 hours. And over a period of time, across that 30-hour period, it's going to approach 10%. So I would say every 30% timeline, you're dropping down that 30% margin. That's what I've noticed with most lanterns that are powered with the LEDs like this. So expect run times at max brightness about 30% of that stated time. All right, but there you are. So that's pretty cool. So this is made so you hang it upside down, so you turn it on, which I'll show you now. Since this is open, we have it upside down. I'm going to turn off these lights so you get a general idea how bright this is. This is 540 lumens. It starts out as high when you press the button. It doesn't remember their last setting, unfortunately. But yeah, this is super bright. This lights up everything in my room. You can actually have dinner with this light going at a dinner table with a family on high. I'd recommend going to the medium setting. So let's go to medium. This one here, this would be the best setting to use all the time. This one to set up a tent, to have dinner, make dinner, when the power's out. You get your max runtime using medium for those tasks, and even reading. This is good for reading. The low, I noticed, wasn't so good for reading or doing any kind of real technical work like that. But if you're playing just a game of cards, you can go to low here. I'll show you low. And playing a game of cards, you can do it because the cards are pretty visible. But if you're you want to read a book, you might want to have it on medium for that. It's much easier on the eyes. And everybody at the table can. This is like I was doing measurements, about the size of a dinner table on medium. Everybody can enjoy their dinner. They can, read their books and things with no issue at all. So there you go. So let's go ahead and turn the light back on. Actually, I'm going to show you the red. The red LED is cool. So press and hold, and now it goes into red mode. This red mode is at 10 lumen, and this is really nice. So if a person got used to this for preserving the night vision, you can actually get a lot done with just the red LED. I was surprised at the intensity that this light produces. So we'll go ahead and turn that off. Let me turn this light back on. All right, so yeah, there you go. You got a close-up of that dome. Pretty neat. And then I'm going to put this back on. This, if you notice, has a O-ring seal on it also. And with this on, it'll actually float, which is nice. So there's a certain way it goes on. So I put it on backwards. Flip it around so the handle's out of the way. And it locks in place. Okay. And then, of course, here, if I turn it on, we're in still red mode. And it has the flasher mode, too. So it's SOS. That's the one that lasts 450 hours. Here's your green LED in the switch, so you can see your power level of your batteries. All right, so let's go ahead and just do a quick demo of the normal light source here. I'm going to go ahead and go back to white. Turn my lights back off. Kind of show you this. This is fun, because I think this is the way most people will use this. Carry this around. And since we have this as a light source, we'll leave it on. I went to their website, and I found some cool stuff. They have, let me just bring my lantern up here, little things you can buy. They got the glare guard, which is takes half of the lantern, so you're not blinding yourself as you're carrying this lantern down a trail, which is nice. I'm not sure how much it is, but there's the UPC and the part number. Then they have a magnetic base, so you can get a little magnetic base there to put on the bottom if you want to use this like on an auto while you're working on a car. So that's pretty cool. All right, and the warranty there is pretty cool. It's lifetime limited. There's no expiration on it, though there are some things they don't cover. So there you are. But yeah, so you can definitely read with this. This is more like a room light, lighting up all 360 instead of facing down. So you would use this to walk around the campsite to see where you're going, or around the house to see where you're going. And use the dome if you're sitting down and you're preparing things. But you could also aim this lantern like this and have it to the side so you can illuminate what's below. The glare guard would really help. So I'm using my hand to cover it. Yeah, so there we are. So also, we're going to go to some pictures I took in my garage with this lantern working. So let's do that right now. So in this first image, I have it hanging from my garage door opener, and it's on high, and it's with the lantern hood on. And you can see how it's lighting up the cars. This is all I can really do to showcase this lantern as far as a big room. On high, you can see everything in the garage. It's similar to that garage light being on. Next, on medium, you really can't see a difference between high and medium here, just because I think it's my camera setting. Going to low, you can see a drastic difference here between high and low. Low, you'll be able to see what's going on, but you won't be able to do much of a tedious work or reading any books. Not in the garage there. Next is the red light with the hood on. Interesting how it lights up there. You can see how that red light casts across the room. Next, I took the hood off, and now we're on high beam. You'll notice that it doesn't light the room to the sides much, but it lights downward more. So if you look between the car doors there, you're getting more light on the car. This would be good if you had to work on the car or the engine, or you're trying to get something out of the trunk, or you're working at a workbench. You'd want this set up. You'd want the dome exposed. And then here's the medium. You might see a slight difference in shadows. A little different in light play on the cars on this particular picture. And then on low, you can see a drastic difference in luminosity here. And then going to red, you can see how the red lights up the room. So yep, there are the pictures. All right, we're back to the bench here. Let's go ahead and turn everything back on. There we go, get this out of the way. Get our lantern back here. So yeah, those pictures were pretty cool. Let me just turn this off. Prop this back up, give you a general idea. We'll go over some extra things and then we'll call it a day here. So yeah, the Streamlight, the Siege. 3D cell batteries, you know, the initial output, I like to run it on low as much as I can. And you probably should too. Them saying 295 hours, I'd imagine you're getting a good, I would say 150, half that amount of time at decent luminosity between 55 to 30 lumens. Anything after that time, I'm thinking around plus, you know, past 200 hours, you're probably getting around 20 to 10 lumens, which is still usable as a light. It'd be more like a night light or carrier light for small rooms or small tents. Would work out fine. But you got to remember, 295 hours continuous is 12 days. Most people aren't going to run it continuous. At the most, they're going to run it 8 hours per evening, and that's 36 days worth if you add that up, or even more if you only ran it 6 hours per day. So yeah, it's just something to think about. You're not going to be running this 12 hours or 24 hours a day. So unless you were stuck in a cave, I guess then just put on the red light and then maximize your light benefit of this lantern. So there it is, the Siege Streamlight, probably one of my favorites. I'm glad I went with this one right away. There's quite a few out there. I'm looking at a few others to show you guys, to showcase. I have its little baby brother to be reviewed. Here, I'll give you a little. This is pretty funny. It's small. There you go, the Siege AA. This runs on AA batteries. I really like this one. Ultralight backpackers will like this. This is just a great little lantern. I'll feature that in the next episode or future episodes. You'll like that. I thought I'd show that at the end there. Fun lanterns. Love this company. Well-made products. Can't beat it. So yeah, if you enjoyed the presentation of this video, please give me a thumbs up. You guys are great. If you have any recommendations on how I should test these lanterns, let me know. It's difficult. Again, I can't go outside with them. You know, I don't need the cops coming to my door. I don't live in the boonies to show you, but I give you general ideas. You know, I can tell you how I use it. Low, you know, you can read with if it's, you know, close to you. Things to keep in mind. 2, if you're a fan of Streamlight, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon. Get notified of future Streamlight products. I'm going to be featuring their flashlights, their lanterns. I do like the brands, so I'm going to be kind of, you know, like I'm a Sony fanboy, I'm a Streamlight fanboy. I know there's better lanterns and fancier stuff out there, but for everyday, mainstream, practical use, they win it all day long, for sure. And of course, 3, comment below what you think about the Streamlight Siege Lantern with the 3D cells. Would be something you'd keep around the house. To be honest with you, I wouldn't mind like 2 or 3 of these around the house. That would be really nice. One in the kitchen, one in the dining room, and one in the living room. And then, of course, you could have your little guy take it with you to the bathroom, so you can see where you're going. But that's here nor there. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.